What we really are looking for is an enduring competitive advantage. I mean, that's what's going through our mind all the time. And we don't really care whether we're buying into a people-intensive business, a raw material-intensive business, a rent-intensive business. We do want to understand why it's got an edge against its competitors.
Here's a quote by Warren Buffett. It's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price. So this is probably the cornerstone or the starting point of investing. Invest only in great companies, the best companies. It sounds obvious, but what is that? You can boil it down to competitive advantage, durable competitive advantage. Because if the biggest problem in investing is if you invest in a company that's going to go bankrupt. So you must invest in a company that has a great future, and companies that have a great future are companies that are the best in their industry with the best products.
What we really are looking for is an enduring competitive advantage. I mean, that's what's going through our mind all the time. And then we want, obviously, top-notch people running the place, because we're not going to run them ourselves. So those are the two factors we look at. And we don't really care whether we're buying into a people-intensive business, a raw material-intensive business, a rent-intensive business. We do want to understand why it's got an edge against its competitors.
Listen to what this guy says about great industries. There are also great industries like there are great companies. So they're very risky industries, but there are also industries that there's a great future in, because they have, you can see that those industries won't go bankrupt. Like you probably remember the photographic reel industry with film, like Fuji film and that kind of thing was totally taken over by digital cameras. So you don't want to be in those industries. This guy speaks about life insurance. There are others like waste technology, solar technology, robotics has got a great future of growing. So get into the right industries as well.
I'm a researcher. I spent 22 years as a mortality expert in the insurance industry, which meant that if we got 5 years of demographic data on you and 5 years of medical records, we could tell the insurance company how long you had to live to the month.
To the month.
And I get a lot of flack about that. People say, oh, if you could predict death to the month, you'd win a Nobel Prize, or, only God can tell you when you're going to die. I mean, and that's very true. I mean, obviously, if we do a mortality prediction on it, it doesn't mean December 12th, 2065, you're going to drop dead on that day. But it is very accurate science. If you think of the most successful financial institutions on the planet as a category, are insurance companies. If you look at the failures during the 2008-2009 financial crisis, which was a global crisis, in the US, we had 364 banks fail. You didn't have a single life insurance company fail. No other financial institution, no other investment enterprise, hedge fund, angel investor, venture capital firm would ever put tens of millions of dollars at risk on any kind of investment on one single variable. Yet every time a life insurance company bets on your life, or issues an annuity or a reverse mortgage or any number of other financial services instruments that are based on mortality, they're only betting on one factor. They don't care where you are on a mortality curve. They want to know how many more months does this person have left on Earth. And it is some of the most accurate science on the planet.
So first of all, choose the most amazing industries that have great growth potential for the future. And within that, you choose the best companies. Look what he said about life insurance. In the 2008 financial crisis, did he say 264 banks in America or 364 banks in America went bankrupt? Not one life insurance company went bankrupt. Invest in life insurance companies and the best companies in those industries. Pick the right industries and then find the best companies within that. Here, the robotics industry, 3-year performance. You can see, in the blue line, outperforming up to 200%, where the index is way lower. These growth industries with great future potential can bring big rewards and returns to you. Here's some of my favorite industries. You can see water utilities. That's not going to go out of fashion. People will always need water. Environmental services, waste management, waste technology. People are always going to produce waste. Renewable energy is something for the future. Battery is something for the future. Paint and coatings. People always have to paint their houses. Elevators will not go out of fashion. Everyone will want pets and pet supplies. Now pick the best companies within these sectors. So how I go about finding the best companies in the world is obviously companies that have grown long term, 10-year and 5 years, their stock price the best. If you're the best and you are growing your profits the most, that will be reflected in profits and that will be reflected in stock price growth. So here you can see the 10-year share price growth for all the companies basically in Europe and America. So these are the fastest growing companies, their share prices in America. And then obviously we have the 5-year share price growth here all the way down to 1 year. So obviously there are companies that you'd probably think would be here, like Tesla has grown its 10-year share price by about 6,500%. Great 5-year growth 827, 3-year growth 405. Here, as you get to 1 year and less, it's really not relevant because it's just based on stock price movement. So I'll show you two companies here that have grown their 10-year share price faster than Tesla that I'm watching is Celsius and Expel. Celsius makes health drinks, and this company Expel makes car parts. So here we'll go to Celsius, and you can see these are the beverage companies. Sorry, I'll just put it like that. You can see Celsius there, Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper. Now here's the 5-year growth. So first I'll click on the company that sells Pepsi in India. So you can see the 5-year growth is enormous, much more than Coke. This is a very good company as well, sells Pepsi in India. But then I'll click on Celsius, and you can see how much more Celsius has grown than these other companies. Fast-growing companies have a more, what would you say, erratic growth path, but that's okay. They're small, so their share prices can fluctuate, but you just hold on to them, and over 5 years you see you in the thousands of % growth. Celsius has a small market cap of 6 billion, so there's still lots of growth to go. So this is how I find the fastest growing companies in the world, which is also by definition the best companies in the world.